rolling. Hi, Jenny and I are here to talk to you about wellness. My name is Nancy. I'm a certified personal trainer and a health coach, and I'm a retired physical education teacher and coach, taught for 34 years, and I'm working here at the YMCA with Jenny and some other wonderful people, teaching wellness and personal training.
I'm Jenny. I am currently the wellness coordinator here at the Broome County YMCA. I'm a personal trainer, a nutrition and wellness counselor, holistic health coach, group exercise instructor, and a biomedical anthropologist. So we are hoping to share a little bit of our expertise and our experience and just a little bit of info with you guys today. So we are going to be talking about the 9 dimensions of wellness in this video. So we generally talk about fitness and health, and fitness kind of we think of as going to the gym and working out and things like that. And then, like going to group exercise classes and things like that. And then health, we usually kind of think about including physical fitness, nutrition, going to the doctor, things like that, preventing disease, including mental health, things like that. But wellness, overall wellness, includes both health and fitness and so much more. So we are going to talk to you guys about the 9 dimensions of wellness today. And we've got a little series coming up. So, Nancy, here we go.
Well, what is wellness? Wellness is actually a physical state of health, emotional, psychological, environmental. It covers, like Jenny said, 9 dimensions. And it's about creating an inclusive plan for yourself as an individual that meets each dimension of wellness. It is a state of well-being. So wellness, well-being, they kind of go hand in hand. And it's not about just the absence of disease. It's about how do we thrive and not just survive in our society and in our lifestyle. How do we incorporate these dimensions of wellness into our daily lives?
So all of these dimensions, they overlap with each other and they intersect. And if we start to focus on wellness as a whole, and one area starts to improve, that can help us improve other areas, and we just keep building on those things. It can be a little overwhelming to think about 9 individual dimensions, but if we start thinking about our health and different things in our lives that can impact our health and our well-being, that's really the key here, is to focus on what makes us feel good, what is good for us. And these 9 dimensions, they all start to kind of mesh together and mold. And we're going to talk about what those are.
So when we're talking about balancing wellness, please don't think that, oh my gosh, it's one more thing on my to-do list. It really isn't. Like Jenny said, everything, once we get into the flow of things, it does take a little intention at first. Balancing the dimensions of wellness takes practice, takes attention, but this balance helps us to create a sense of gratitude as it allows us time for self-care, our friends, our family, and a better work-life balance. We've all heard the expression, nobody ever sat on their deathbed wishing that they had worked longer or harder, and it really is about balance in our lives. And self-care is not selfish, and that's what we're asking you to just, consider. How can you incorporate these dimensions of wellness into your lifestyle?
All right, so now that we've talked about the importance of these 9 dimensions of wellness, and how we can incorporate them, and how they all overlap and they come together in one spot, which is you focusing on your well-being. So let's talk about the specific 9 dimensions. Nancy is going to talk to us about physical wellness first.
Well, physical wellness, that's probably one of the broadest categories. It's more than just going to the gym and keeping your physical body in optimal shape. It can be achieved through a well-balanced diet, various forms of exercise, practicing self-control with our meals, but it's also about how do we manage our stress? Are we taking time for health checkups with our medical professionals? Are we getting our annual checkups? But it's also about sleep. are we getting adequate amounts of sleep? And then there's the spiritual. There's just so many different parts that fall under the physical category.
Definitely. And social wellness, which is the next one. Social wellness, like we've been saying, they all overlap. So social wellness, or sometimes it's referred to as cultural wellness, it talks about the people who we interact with, our family, our friends, our colleagues, anybody in our social circle, any interpersonal interactions that we have throughout the day, whether it's regularly, irregularly, all of those. Social media, actually, now in this incredibly virtual world that we live in, as we're recording for you guys, that's another component of socialization and interacting with other people. So it doesn't have to be face to face. It can be computer screen to computer screen or cell phone to cell phone. Those are all parts of social wellness and cultural wellness. It's just the network of people around us. It needs to be respectful, trustworthy, have some sort of awareness, interdependent, empathetic. There's all these things. Whatever values you hold, you should try and surround yourself with people who hold those same values, so that way you feel supported and healthy and well within your social interactions.
And Jenny, when she mentioned that word value, this is what wellness, I would have to say, it's valuing yourself enough to want this vessel to last as long and as healthy as we can manage.
Absolutely.
The next category is environmental, and this is one that's personally very important to me. The environment that we live in really affects our health on many levels, on all levels, whether it's in our home, in our workplace, in the community that we live in. And it's about the way we think, feel, and act about the world around us. I mean, we've all heard, think globally, act locally, think globally. But it's about respecting and protecting our natural resources, and understanding that our health is directly impacted by the environment. If the planet is sick, the people are sick. And there's so many different things that we will touch on, the recycling and the reusing and everything, as we delve more further into that one.
All right, so not to steal Nancy's thunder on environmental wellness, but it's also super important to me too. I was thinking about the way that the environment, just day to day, admiring the beauty of a flower, staying out in the sun, breathing fresh, like good air, those kinds of things, just being out in nature, that is part of environmental wellness as well, because it's us just interacting with the environment. Can you tell we both really like this one?
Yeah. Well, it decreases our stress.
It does.
If you can't immerse yourself in nature, even looking at pictures like Jenny said, the Japanese, they have the nature walk. Again, we got to keep moving forward, because we could stay on this one for a while.
Yes. Luckily, we're going to do an individual video of each one of these topics to dive more deeply into what's going on. So we're going to keep going with our list of topics to give you guys kind of an overview. Career wellness. So I talked about your social circle earlier, and colleagues being part of that. It's not just colleagues. It's also your work environment. Do you feel happy at work? Do you feel supported at work? The management, your coworkers, anybody that works under you, the people that you interact with on the daily. So for us, that would be like wellness instructors, group exercise instructors, all of our management, our marketing team, our childcare team, anything, our maintenance staff, everybody that we interact with at work. That plays into our career wellness. And also here at the Y, our members play into our career wellness, because we're here for you guys. That's why we're doing this right now. And being able to go to work and enjoy what you do, and go to work and feel supported and feel positively about what you're doing, why you're doing it, and how you feel in that position. Because we all have bills to pay, and it's not always going to be a dream job. It may not be a career. It may just be something to get you by in the moment. And that's completely fine. We understand that. But the ultimate goal would be to have a job that you truly love, you feel passionately about, and then you're excited to go to work every day. And getting there is part of the journey. So you learn what you like and what you don't like. Back to the values conversation, you learn what values you want to work for and what values you don't want to work for. So in the meantime, if you have something that is not what you exactly are, striving for in the future, that's okay. Don't feel like you're not taking care of yourself in this regard. You are. You're doing what you need to do. And that's where these kind of, you take a look at these things, like personally, like what's going on in your life, and you figure out, how can I make this better? How quickly, when, that kind of thing. So anything that we're mentioning, just as a disclaimer, don't feel like we're telling you have to change everything right now. The journey is part of the process, and learning about what is good for you is part of the process. And like we said, all these, they all overlap. I've been rambling. It's Nancy's turn.
So Jenny mentioned the career wellness. So the next dimension of wellness is financial, which in most societies you have to have a job in order to have an income. And there's a lot of stress surrounding money, a lot of stress surrounding our finances. Financial wellness is about the best way to manage your money, not somebody else's. It's yours. It's your journey that you're on. And it's an understanding of where your money comes from, what's coming in, what's going out, what are you saving for, and what's going to work the best for you. And we're all individuals. We're all different. And it's about, some people are savers, some people want to invest, some people do a combination of both. And some people are living paycheck to paycheck. So when we get to financial wellness, we'll talk more about all of those things.
Definitely. And intellectual wellness, that can play into career and financial wellness, and social. They interact with each other every day, all day long. So intellectual wellness is the next dimension, and this is keeping our critical thinking skills sharp, seeking new things to learn and to do, ways to develop moral reasoning, engaging with knowledge and engaging with learning things, expanding our worldview to embrace things that we may have never thought of before, things that we have never experienced before. It's intellectual wellness is one of the areas that we often forget, and we don't realize that, wow, when we're learning and doing and engaging in new things, it makes us feel good. It makes us feel better. So take care of those brains.
And it's creating new neural pathways. Every time we learn something new neural pathways, no worries about the dementia and Alzheimer's. So let's do our best with that intellectual part.
Yes.
Another aspect of wellness is creativity. We express our creativity in so many ways. First thing I used to think of when I thought of being creative was somebody creating a sculpture or a painting. But then I look at people who have these beautiful gardens, or somebody in the kitchen who's an amazing cook or chef. Your creativity can flow through you in different ways. It could be, maybe you paint, but you're painting walls, you're painting murals. But it's a way of relieving stress. And I think that's going to be the one common denominator that we're going to pull that thread through for you, is that these dimensions of wellness are all going to help decrease stress in your life, because we know stress is a common denominator in all forms of disease in our bodies. So, if you think about it, pursue a little gardening, baking, cooking,
painting, sculpting, anything. Creativity. These are just examples. Writing's another one. Yes. These are just examples that we came up with. Be creative however you want to be creative. Emotional wellness. So have you noticed that we picked a flow, how these things tie together? Emotional wellness, that's a big one. Sometimes the creativity and intellectual things, those can help with our emotional wellness, and they build on each other and everything. So emotional wellness isn't just about having feelings, because we all have feelings. It's about knowing what to do with those feelings, how to handle them, how to express them, having a thoughtful and full range of possible emotions, and knowing what to do with them. And sometimes that means just sitting and going, I don't know what to do. I'm going to sit here with my emotions. So there's, it might mean seeking help. It might mean taking a step back and reflecting. It might mean talking it out with friends, maybe some meditation, whatever works for you to improve that emotional wellness. And in our video about it, we'll go through some more examples and see if maybe we can help you figure out some solutions if you're struggling. Just remember that there is nothing wrong with having feelings and asking for help for how to deal with them. Because this is a big part. Knowing what to do with those feelings is a huge component of emotional wellness. Super, super important.
Absolutely. And that's one aspect that coming out of this pandemic that people are really paying a lot more attention to. And it's great because people are talking more about their feelings, and that's how we process things. Spiritual wellness. Spiritual wellness. I know mentioning the word spiritual has a different effect on different people. Again, it's spiritual. We're not talking about religion here. We're talking about spirituality, and it's different for every person. But the concept really relates to one's sense of purpose, life's meaning, our relationship to other people, and a self-awareness of these things. For some people, it's a belief in a higher power. Spiritual wellness will provide us with different systems based on our faith, our beliefs, our values, our ethics, our principles, and our morals. And a healthy spiritual practice might include volunteering, meditating, contributing to your community, belonging to a group. But it's also about forgiveness and expressions of compassion towards other people and the world around us.
Yeah, and just remember that if religion is part of your spiritual journey, fantastic. If it's not, you don't have to be religious either. That's cool too. You do you. You pick whatever works best for you and makes your spirit, your soul, your essence, makes you feel good. You pick that path that feels right to you. No, go ahead.
No, it really is about establishing a feeling of purpose and finding meaning in life's events.
Absolutely.
But I'm glad Jenny added that. It's not anti-religion. It's another way.
It's pro-spirituality.
Yes, you got it.
And because people across the globe are so different, we really have done our best to try and include everybody. So we hope we haven't excluded anyone. Because these categories can be applied very broadly to a lot of different people in a lot of different ways, a lot of different situations. We're just here to kind of give you some tools and talk about these kinds of things because this information doesn't seem to be readily available, and we wish it was.
Yes.
So here we are. So I know we've kind of been talking about this throughout, but we're gonna break down again, just to kind of reiterate some of the things we talked about. Why we need wellness. Take it away, Nancy.
Okay. Like we mentioned earlier, wellness and well-being go hand in hand. It's nurturing your body, your mind, your spirit, so we can live an authentic and a healthy life. Things happen in life that might not align with our wellness plans. However, if we have our toolbox full of wellness tools, they can really help us get back into balance and overcome different obstacles and stresses in our life.
Absolutely, and it's something that we all need. It isn't limited to one type of person or one single lifestyle. Out of all of the different options that we have talked about and all of the different options to come in our following videos, we have barely scratched the surface of possibilities. So think outside the box. Find ways that these different dimensions of wellness can be applied in your life, and overall things will just start to get better.
So the question comes up, who needs wellness? I think a better question is, who doesn't need wellness? Who wants energy? Who wants vitality and excellent health? Who wants to manage stress and maintain their health as long as possible? I truly believe that if we all want to be healthy, happy, and in positive relationships, wellness is the course that we take to develop the tools for developing that, for creating that whole being that we're striving to be.
Yes.
I'm watching bees flit around here, by the way.
Environmental wellness. Bees make me happy.
Maybe somebody wants to become a beekeeper.
There we go. Thinking outside the box, applying these dimensions of wellness in different ways.
I got distracted.
No, that's fine. I've been watching them too. So don't worry. We are going to dive deeper into each one of these dimensions of wellness, and we'll start with some of the most familiar, and then we'll work our way through the ones that may not be as familiar to everybody. And we'll try to follow the flow that we put them, the order that we put them in today, because those topics kind of flow into each other. So that way it's a more, like it's a broader picture. So if you think of each one of these different dimensions as a little piece in a mosaic, and individually you may not understand what's happening, but then when you look at them all together, it's this really pretty picture that is you, that is your life, that is your wellness. So if you are following along and working your way through improving these areas of wellness as we progress, feel free to drop comments below. We will try and address those, whether it's in another video or a comment back to you. We are here to help. That's what we're doing this for. So we'll start with the ones that are a little bit more familiar, so we can have a really strong foundation and then build from there.
All right. So many of you are already doing great things to take care of yourselves, to be healthy, happy, and involved in your communities. We support you on your journey. We're hoping to support you with these videos, and hope that you'll tune into our wellness series.
Yes.
You know,
So next
I'm looking
time,
forward to it.
Me too. Next time we are going to be talking about physical wellness, and we're actually going to divide that video into two, and we'll talk about physical fitness and nutritional health, because those both fall under the umbrella of physical wellness, and there's a lot to talk about. So we hope you guys are going to stick with us, and there might be a few things out there that you were not expecting.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us. We hope you'll tune in for our future wellness segments. Take care. Be well.
See you guys next time.